Well, this is the piece we're going to be making today, and as you noticed in the credits, I'm being assisted by McGee. So I use a epoxy resin mix made by Total Boat. It's their tabletop epoxy. It dries clear. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 part resin to 1 part hardener. The hardener is not as dense as the resin, so I pour the hardener first. Then when I put in the resin, it sinks through the hardener, which helps in the mixing process. And most people that I've watched at this point, that's how they pour their epoxy. This requires mixing up to 5 minutes. Takes a long time. As you notice, I use the popsicle stick and I stir the edges. Want to make sure that I get all of this product mixed up. If it's not mixed properly, I'll get soft spots, as they call it. Basically, it won't mix properly, and your resin won't dry hard. It'll be tacky. So mixing is very important. After I'm done mixing, I'm going to take 2 to 3 ounces and pour it in a small cup and add a pearl metallic pigment. I got my pigment powders from Direct Colors. They're a concrete additive company. They sell other things as well, but I was told powders are powders. What I found though is that the metallics mix perfectly in the epoxy, but the pigments designed for concrete, they're a little more difficult to mix properly. It keeps clumping up on me, but I pick it out as best I can. If it becomes a disaster, these were sample packs. I didn't pay that much for them. Anyway, so I pour it out and I will spread it with my 1/8 inch or notched 1/8 inch trowel. I use it to spread and to mix the epoxy once it's on the board. I then use a brush, load it up with the excess epoxy on the trowel, and then I go to cover the edges. The idea here is that once the epoxy does start to flow, I want it to bind to something so it will continue to flow. I can't see the backside, so Scoots was there to catch the backside. So I chop it up to get rid of the trowel marks, and then I add the white. The process isn't too exact as you can see here. You're an artist at this point, so you're doing what you think is going to look right. After the first step, I do take the torch to it. The idea here is that the epoxy will bubble, and it will continue to bubble for 20 minutes or more. I then hit it with a mixture of 91% alcohol and copper powder. The copper pigment powder is suspended in it. I put it in a simple bottle that I bought at Home Depot and shake it up and dispense it. I then hit it the same type of bottle and alcohol mixture, 91%, with some brown powder, just to give me a little more tone. Scoot thought it would be a good idea to put some dots of copper and gold on the part, so that's what I did. All in all, I thought this was a good effort, and kind of happy with the way it turned out. Watch towards the end when I torch it, and you'll still see that the heat makes the epoxy run. So watch and be amazed.